I started doing waist beads about a couple weeks ago. I'm enjoying it myself. So what I'm doing right here, this is a mixture of small beads. I'm not quite sure exactly the dimension, but they're the most tiniest of beads. And it comes in the little container that got the multiple beads around it. Give me a second, I'll show you all what I'm talking about. I've already emptied it and put it in, mixed them up. So it came in a case like this. And again, so this particular one, it had a whole bunch of different little tiny beads in there. So anybody out there that's doing these beads or any kind of bead work and have gotten that, they know what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I generally do is I get on my line, and I'm using just fishing line. Okay, I'm not going to talk about whose product and none of that stuff. Unless I'm being compensated, I do not speak about what the brand is. But I mean, I will let you know I'm using just a regular wide eye needle that I actually slid through my nail to make it hook like this. I don't know if you can see that. Hook like that. Like the one that comes with this beading machine. Or this little bead wood spinner. I like this one because I don't like all that extra noise. So like I said, and this is turquoise, and these are Swarovski crystals that I'm using. So I just finished one and did a pearl and Swarovski crystal one. So instead of taking these beads out, I figured, you know what, make another one with the turquoise before I go ahead and put these beads away. And that's what this video is going to be about. Making waist beads and how quick they are to be made with the spinner. Okay, so I already got my first 3 on. And I'm going to do a succession of 4 and 3. I like my numbers to come out to about 5s, 7s, 9s. That's what I like to work with. So, and that's what I'm sitting here doing. Now, when it comes to these pieces, of course, you got to put them on individually. But I find with this machine or with this little device, it is so much easier and faster to get it done. Now, yes, you got to get your groove with it, but it's not a real bad, it's not a hard situation. It really ain't, or isn't. Like this one that I got on is has the quartz crystal and the labradorite beads. And this is actually a waist bead for around my waist, but I like the way they feel on my hand. They both started out as waist beads around my waist, and I can still put them there, but I like the way they are. Forgive the noise in the background if necessary. Yeah, I have a 6-year-old and a 14-year-old. So 3. So like I said, I'm just doing the 3. And I'll start with a Swarovski crystal. And I think they're so pretty because they really, really do glisten very well. And with the turquoise, turquoise is good for healing. It's a healing stone. And that's one of the things that I like using for the waist beads. I like to use lapis lazuli. I like to use tiger's eye. I like to use rose quartz, aventurine, amethyst. I like to use labradorite. I like to use, oh, I really do love to use that red quartzite. Oh, that is the best to put around the waist. Tourmaline's good for cleansing out. Yeah. So I like using the gemstones or the gem healing stones to, accentuate the waist beads. Now the glass beads, all in and of themselves, they're very, very beneficial. They're good for, tracking your weight, whether you're gaining or losing. Keep you from having to use the scale and everything. And yeah, so also when you have like little people, a young baby, girl or boy even, when they're like 2 or something, you could put this on them and you can gauge how your baby is growing, your toddler is growing, making sure that they're good. This is just one of the ways that we used to, take care of our health and everything. And then also for ladies, I know here in this area of America, this portion of America called North America, we have a tendency to do things a little outlandish or whatnot. So yeah, most ladies is trying to have their waist beads seen, you know. Um, but they're an intimate item, like your panties is, like your bra is, like lingerie is. These are intimate pieces. They're not to be seen by everyone. I'm not saying that you can't wear a belly chain, and I must say that, belly chains are not the same as waist beads. Waist beads are, again, used for, tracking your weight. It's also something to, as a stimulation to your mate, because it's your form of lingerie. It's also a health benefit for the little people, watching and making sure that they're growing properly or not getting too obese or anything like that. So that's what they're for. But, most of us in this particular, the culture that us Americans have adopted from foreigners, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably lose a whole lot of viewers now that I said that, but I don't care, because this is all about giving it the real. I don't know which channel this is going to be displayed on. I have 3, and I'm not a big YouTuber all like that, but I do have the 3 channels, and I do acknowledge that I am the original American, the Alamaracan, the Moor. So, yeah. But I enjoy making these beads. Yes, I don't have any music in the background. I don't really need it, because you always got to do, the copyright thing. And if anything, if I'm going to play any music in the background of my stuff, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. It most likely going to always be Saw Rock or Khalik Scientific. I'm going to keep it real with you, because those two, they giving you information like, whoa. And that's the kind of stuff that most of us really should be hearing at this day and time. But again, I would have to reach out to these individuals so I can get the okay to use their music on my videos, which Saw Rock, oh, she's going to be in the neck of the woods called Delaware this weekend, and that's where I'm going to be too. She had a promo for a dinner. I didn't have the finance to get a ticket, but I'm definitely going to still drop past and take her a gift or two, because the many gifts that she's given into my life just by her being who she is as an artist and doing it so, so, so thorough. I just insist on making sure that I pay homage whenever I'm near her. I've been rocking with Saw Rock for the last 8 years. Yes. And I came to her by way of Khalik Scientific, is what he was known as in those days. He has elevated to cause Zodiac now. So, yeah. This little portion of doing the beads, as far as this part right here, it is not hard at all. But if I had to sit here and bead all these little bitty teeny tiny beads right here, oh yeah, this would never happen. I remember when my mom was talking about beading and everything, and this is, her legacy. This is what she left behind. She just recently transcended and everything. So, and this is some of the materials that she left us here to work with, and here I am beating my heart out. I have at this point in time, over the last couple of weeks, since I started this, I have a little close to 100 beads done. I haven't moved any at this time because nobody's really seen them. I sent a mass text out recently, but outside of that, I got my first, well, no, I did, yeah, a couple sisters did just get them, but I gifted it to them. But I did have the first person call and ask for a particular one to be dropped off to them. So, yeah, and it was an orange and Swarovski crystal orange waist beads out of the same small portionment. So, yeah. So, as you could tell, I'm coming to the end of the design scheme, which is 4 Swarovski crystals, 3 turquoise stones, and yeah, and they're the little round spheres. So they're not even, not spheres, but they're like the little round flat pieces. So they're not the balls. These are, either. But these, and then the Swarovski crystals, they're done in a little, ooh, I've messed up my geometry. What would this particular shape be called? It would be a diamond shape if it was two-dimensional, but to call it out what it is now. But you all, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, those are the beads that I'm using. So, but yeah, this is the last succession of that. And I run my beads kind of long so you can be able to cut them where you need them to be. For my small ladies, I would prefer to just go ahead and make you one on the spot real quick versus, you know, cutting all those beads off, you know, because it's like, if you're not going to use them in for another project, then that's more or less a waste of beads. And who got that to do? I'm not one for wasting materials. I am so not into that. So yeah, but this right here, and see what I mean? It's so quiet. Oh, I like this. I know other people like the one with the battery, but I like powering it myself. You know, because the batteries run out. If you can't get to the store and get you some more batteries, I mean, then what? But this, it never runs out. So now at the end of this, I'm going to do a succession. Instead of 3, I'm going to do 5. So that way it'll give me that length that I was looking for. So it should come out to about 46 to 48 inches. Now that should help for, you know, the average size woman in North America today, because we are, you know, a little wide around the waist there. That's just what it is. And I attempt to accommodate. Now I'm willing to make larger as well. I think the largest that I've done so far is a 58. And I think I only have one of those. So, but yeah. All right. And again, we are already done. This is that. And now the next thing I do is pull out my tape measure. And I run this along there to see exactly how long it is. And it is 41 inches. So what I do is get rid of that. I go ahead and cut this way down here. Actually, I'm gonna actually add a few more to this. I would like this to be a little longer. A little bit longer. So it was 41. So I'm gonna do another succession of 3. Yeah, before I get rid of these beads, before I put these beads away. So I'm gonna use 3 more on here. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. Well, not a full 3. We're going to stop right there. Now we're going to remeasure again and see what we got. So again, take the tape measure and run it the length of your waist bead strand. And now I'm at 46. So that's a 46. So now what I'm going to do is cut it right here. And then I'm going to knot it way down here too. That'll give you an opportunity to really tie this on your waist nice and tight, so you don't have that pinching effect. So I always do a surgeon's knot at the start and at the end of my beads. Now sometimes I will double it over if I'm using the larger beads. So I'm going to do that right now so you all can see that I'm doing that now. Boop, done. Okay, so now what I do also is I will take and set my situation up where I can actually take a picture of these. So I would lay them on here and take the picture, and boom, that would be that. And the next thing I would do is take and, oh, I don't know where my pencil got to. Oh, there it go. All right, so I would take my pencil. I was at 46 inches, so I write that on my label, 46 inches. And then I also let it be known by centimeters too. So by that being 46 inches, I know that I could put it down at 117 centimeters. Okay. And because I'm using turquoise and Swarovski crystals for this particular design, I'm going to mark this one at 20. That's not too bad. And I'm going to write down here that it's turquoise and Swarovski. SW is Swarovski, and then I do cry, meaning crystal. Okay, and what I do, I take my label, and I find my longest part, because if I have these out, I could go ahead and hang them all together. But what I do is take my label, and I put it on, and I fold it in half to stick it to each other, stick it to itself, rub it down. Then I'll take one of my baggies. Then I'm going to put it in for storage purposes. But I'm going to have to remember to take a picture of this one, and I'm unable to because I'm using the device that I would actually use to take the picture. So I would roll this up like so. Boop. And yep, I take it and stuff it in the bag like so. Yep, here we go. Leaving out the side that I can read where as how many inches and the cost of that particular one. Now, yes, for all y'all who know me, I am a trade and barter type of woman, so I don't need the Federal Reserve note per se to get these. You can actually trade with me. You might be able to bring me some beads, bring me some fabric. You might be able to do some work around the temple, all that type of stuff, you know. So there's different ways that you could compensate and get the beautiful things that is made here by me, energy. So that's what we do. And that would be one finished product. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share.